listen?
No, honey, I don't mind. Call the police immediately.
Why have you come here tonight? Wang.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
what a way to get your morning started, man. That music is fire. And hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your man, Uncle Freezie. I am joined by the co-host and co-producer of this joint, Chuck Allen. What's good, Chuck?
Yes, sir. Good morning, Uncle Freezie. Good morning to the vibrant things, the vibrant ones out there supporting early in the morning. Salute to you
Yes, sir.
on your way to your job, on your way to your place of business, doing what you need to do. Salute to you early this morning.
Early this morning. And for those that want to know, the music for our intro, our musical intro, that's all Chuck Allen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's all Chuck Allen. So salute to Chuck. And since we are here, let's start off with our jump off segment. What is in your cup? So yesterday you told me that most mornings you start off with a glass of water, right?
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna see if you are consistent. What's in your cup this morning?
This morning it's seltzer water and
Okay,
apple juice.
okay, okay, okay. Seltzer water and apple juice. Okay, all right. You doing the healthy thing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I see you. I see you. So I know some of y'all are asking, like, Uncle Freezy, you sound like a detective asking what's in everybody's cup. What's in your cup? Okay, so you know what? Since you nosy, I'll tell you. Coffee
hmm
in one, and OJ in the other. Them. There we go. There we go. So how you doing this morning, brother?
I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain. Uh, Woke up to see a brand new day. Uh,
Bingo.
I'm feeling a little more energized. I got some good rest last night, man. There's nothing like a good night's sleep.
Right.
Something you know very little about, Mr. Burn the midnight oil.
Sleep. What is this thing you speak of? What is this novelty? Is it a gift? Hey, so
Yes.
yeah, man. So I'm glad to hear that, man. I'm glad to hear that. Is today hump day?
Today is hump day for sure. Yes.
Hump day. Okay. Party people, y'all are halfway through the work week. Y'all are halfway through the work week. Now let's hope that you have a great second half of your work week.
Yes, sir.
Hey Chuck, how's the weather where you are?
Well, today is pretty mild. Right now, it's about almost 60 degrees, like 59 degrees. I think we're gonna get up to about 66 today.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
You may get to walk the dog today or something.
I may even just go out with a vest on today.
Oh.
No heavy coat. Real New Yorkers are probably gonna have on shorts.
What?
Yeah.
And that hadn't happened. And so I'm laughing tongue in cheek, everybody. I'm laughing tongue in cheek because New Yorkers hadn't had that sensation since at least late October, maybe early November, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think it was still warm around that time. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm in South Carolina, and I think the when I got out the car, the dash read 66. So I think we're going to be right there at 66 all day, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Okay.
So, yeah. So yeah. Hey, you ever had a fitness challenge?
Yes. When I
Okay.
was younger. When I was younger, definitely.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I had a fitness challenge last night.
Okay.
Hey, so salute to Black University is in the building. What's good, Black University?
Salute Black.
So I had a fitness challenge, man. I was messing around doing push-ups. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to push myself to this number that I keep thinking that I could get to easily, but I never
Mhm.
tried it. So I
Okay.
tried it and I couldn't get there. And I'm challenged.
Okay.
So I jump up off the floor, the cement, get up off the cement floor like, was
Yes, sir.
walk around with my hand on my hip, man, take a deep breath. I should try this thing again. In my mind, I'm like, but I don't want to try it again because if I fail, you know.
Yes, sir.
So
Uh,
I get on the floor and try it. And halfway there, I can kind of feel this thing, and I'm like, I'm not gonna make it.
I knew that was coming. Yeah.
And so my pride says, hey man, just keep going. There are no losers here. But my ego was like, hey man, if you don't make it, you're a sucker. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh man. So I jump up off the floor before I fail, man, and now I feel bad.
Uh, and that's the thing, man. You can't feel bad. What you should do is assess the situation. Okay, I can't do this. Let me bring this down some and let me work towards a goal that I can actually accomplish.
Right.
Um, the reason I say that is I remember the first day I tried to stand and walk. Not as a child, but those who know, who've heard my backstory, um, after the accident, and this is some time after the accident,
Right.
we already got the diagnosis. You're not going to be able to walk.
Right.
So in
Right.
this gym, I got two therapists on the side of me, and they both grabbed me by my sweatpants, and we tried to stand.
Right.
Couldn't do it.
Right.
I tried.
Right.
I tried. They have the little heart monitor on me, my little heart beating 150 something, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not moving.
Right.
I'm not moving. And
Right.
I remember just let me go so I could fall back on the mat in my pity.
Right.
And I remember Kate, she was like, but this is the first day.
Right.
This is the first day.
Right.
We're gonna get there. But guess what? You were able to sit up on the edge by yourself.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
let's work on being able to sit up on the edge and controlling your gait, being able to be able to sit up straight.
Right.
It took me 8 months after that. to be able to stand and take steps. So
Right.
I say all that to say, yeah, the challenge was whatever it was.
Right.
How many you could do, how long you can do, whatever. And you didn't meet that goal.
Right
then. Right then. But that's the perfect time to assess where you are,
Right.
what may be more feasible to work towards that, and then build from there.
Right.
Just my words of encouragement for you this morning. And anybody else out there listening right now that's trying things and not getting the result that you want.
Offhand.
Offhand.
Right.
You have it may take you some time, but don't lose your patience to see this thing through. It will get frustrating. It will be hard, and it can take a lot out of you. But it's up to you if you're going to accept the challenge.
Right. 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 Hey man, every time I hear you speak to that moment in your life when you had all those challenges, right? Because the challenge, like for me, I was in a situation also where I was in a car accident, broke up, bunch of bones, couldn't move, was in a bed for about a year, couldn't do the things that I could do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I spent my 21st birthday like that. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of pity and all that stuff. But the thing about it is, you know, I had a support system around me that encouraged me. And not always in the most delicate ways either.
Yeah.
I'll say it that way. They didn't encourage me in the most delicate way. Like they didn't tell you in a storybook way. You feel me? They told me in their way. So it encouraged me to get out there and do some stuff.
Well, how big do you plan on getting?
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute. What?
Yeah.
Excuse me? You're gonna eat everything?
Yeah.
Good morning. How you doing? Haven't seen you in a long time.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Your grandma feeding you everything.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. You can close the door on your way out. Thank you.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about terminology like that?
Yes. Exactly like that.
I know.
Exactly like that. But
okay.
But it motivated me to do better and be better.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, for those that don't know, Vibes and Stuff now has a Twitter page, and not shifting gears totally. Just want to make sure that I speak to it while it's fresh on the dome. Vibes and Stuff has a Twitter page. You can follow us at _vibes_n_stuff. You'll be able to have conversations with Chuck Allen and myself, view the things that we view and think of that are important. You can tag us in some stuff that you'd like for us to see. You vibrant things.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the Twitter page is up, and I think Chef Sid Mears said he might be able to stop by today for a little bit and hang out.
Okay. Looking forward to seeing the brother.
Yeah, and I have something from Sid Mears that I want to share with everybody. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. Y'all check this out. Yeah, man.
Oh, that's
So
dope.
yeah, so my man Chef Sinmiz has his own catering delivery service for vegans for the I'm not gonna say the New York tri-state area. I'm just gonna say maybe the Long Island area.
Okay.
I'm not for sure when Sinmiz when he comes on, we'll be sure to ask him about that. Yeah, so the push-up number kind of um frustrated me.
Okay.
Yeah, the push-up number kind of frustrated me, man, because I feel like I'm my age, I should be able to to push my age. And I keep coming up short, right? And so this
Okay.
lady who saw me, she's like, "Hey, you all right down there?" Which made me feel even worse. And I'm like, "No, I'm trying to push my age." And she was like, "Well, you've been down there for a long time. How old are you?"
Oh boy.
Yeah, so this is awesome. It's just making my ego feel fantastic. That's sarcasm, by the way,
I
folks.
know.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She's like, you've been down there for a long time. What you doing with your butt in the air? Oh, lady, come on, go on, mind your business. Go on, mind your business. Go on. Tulu, go on, mind your business. You know,
Right.
but so this same lady, I'm not gonna lie to you. She often asks me questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I try not to answer, but she knows if she asks me, she's gonna get a straight answer,
Right.
right? So she asked me this question, Chuck, and I laugh,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I laugh, and the reason why I laugh is because a 50-something-year-old woman is asking a dude and expects me to say she wants me to give her the Hallmark answer.
Okay.
She wants me to give her the Hallmark greeting cards answer,
Mm-hmm.
but she knows that I'm a straight shooter, and I'll say so. She thinks I might, I may get out of character and say the PC thing, the Hallmark thing, instead of saying the wrong thing.
Okay.
Here is her question: how do men expect a woman to be Barbie in the beginning of a relationship? Have all these kids and do all these things over the years and then still have a Barbie figure afterwards. And then if a man loses his job and goes without a job for 2 months, he's got a beer gut.
See, one thing. Okay. There's a bunch of ways I want to tackle this, but I'm gonna go head on first. First, uh, you can't compare uh men and women and their habits at all. They're not the same. They're not compatible. And one part of the question has absolutely nothing to do with the other.
What?
Here's here's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Women and men genetically are different.
Right.
So uh, the things that she's speaking of, the same. Now, a man losing his job and gaining weight, obviously signs of depression,
Okay.
right?
Right.
And that happens uh, to men a lot because you're eating, so those endorphins can kick in and you can feel good, right?
Right.
So you could easily end up with a gut that hangs over the belt buckle within a couple of weeks if you're not managing your pain.
Right.
Meaning you're not talking about it, you're not expressing it, you're not having healthy conversations with your loved one about the situation.
Right.
Because if you're already depressed and then you got somebody breathing down your neck,
Right.
well, when you gonna how many applications you put? Well, didn't you go down to such and such? I know that they hired so and so boyfriend. He just got hired and he ain't have no experience. He ain't never drive a forklift.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Right.
All right. Like when you're dealing with that could be another trigger, right?
Right.
Now, when I say it has nothing to do with the other, we're talking about realistic expectations of a woman.
Right.
As you get older, you know, gravity isn't necessarily kind to everyone. So what you look like when you were 16, you don't look like when you're 21, don't look like when you're 35, don't look like when you're 55. And if you're with anyone who's putting those type of expectations on you, 9 out of 10 times they had those expectations from the gate and you chose to stay.
Okay.
We PCing it? Because I can dial it back. I can bring it back.
No, your answer is your answer.
Okay.
And for those that are watching, me and Chuck Allen, and we don't talk about this before the show and have prefabricated answers like on cue cards and stuff. Nah, this is genuine. But I disagree with Chuck.
Okay.
So,
go ahead.
So the lady, when she asked me, I knew Miss Tony would set me up for a conversation. This was just not a question.
Right.
You know how sometimes somebody asks you a question and you know it's a trap because they want to lead you into a conversation?
Right.
So Miss Tony asked me this question. How come men want you to look like Barbie in the beginning and then you have all these babies and go through all this stuff and then still expect you to look like Barbie in the end? And so, go ahead, Chuck.
No, I'm tired of cutting you off. You got to bring in some wisdom. Because here's what I'm saying. That's an unrealistic expectation.
But men can lose their job for 2 months and get a big gut, and it's acceptable.
Because women aren't moved by what they see; they're moved by what they hear. That's why a woman can show up to the barbecue with a dude that looked like he was beat with a bag of ugly sticks and hit in the face with a bag of you don't look good bricks.
Right.
And she don't care. She
Right.
holding his hand, she kissing him, she sitting on his lap, fixing the plates. And everybody's
Right.
like, yeah.
Right.
What is she doing here with the cracked out JJ Evans? Like, what's this about?
Right.
But he laid his game down so flat, he got her up here.
Right.
And so she ain't worried about this. Men, on the other hand, we're different. We're so different because somebody with a, with that poison, that big butt and a smile.
Yeah.
We don't look at nothing else.
Right.
I've had homeboys. Yo, man, you seen such and such? Who? Yo, shorty with the big man, she fine.
Right.
Then finally when you see her, you're like, yeah, she got a big butt, but man, you ain't see the front of her.
Right.
You oh man, that ain't nothing, man. But you see that behind, man, you can see that thing from the front, man. Boy, I could put a whole 2-liter soda on that thing.
Yeah.
We're moved by what we see, the physical. So So for
But Chuck, these ladies push a human being out of their body, bro. And a man got his feelings hurt. Boo-hoo, you lost your job. And now you're gonna eat everything from New Rochelle to Hell's Kitchen because you lost your job?
we are designed differently, sir.
I understand that. I never disputed that,
Right.
right? I never disputed that. What I'm getting at is when Miss Tony asked me this question, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
Tony, listen, let me bring in our guy. Let's bring in our guy. Hey, chef,
Yes, sir. Good
how you
morning,
doing?
chef.
Top of the morning. Top of the morning to the guys. How we doing this morning? Salute, salute.
Man, fantastic. We just posted yesterday a picture of yesterday's breakfast on the Vibes and Stuff Twitter page.
Oh man. All praises, all praises.
Yeah, and we
Appreciate you,
just
huh?
we also ran a commercial.
That's
Yeah,
amazing. That's amazing. Did I miss what's in the cup already this morning? Did I miss what's in
yeah,
the cup this
yeah,
morning?
and right now there's nothing in the cup, by the way.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
so so what's
I
in
just
your
got a
cup?
little water. I just got a little
Okay,
alkaline water this morning with a little key lime squeezed in there this morning.
okay,
Yes,
okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
You jumped
So what's
right
going
in.
on?
You jumped in right when Chuck Allen made every woman in America mad.
Okay.
Oh man, I love it. I love it. I love a little
Yes.
controversy in the morning.
So Chuck. So I asked Chuck a question that Miss Tony asked me. Miss Tony
Okay.
asked me. She said, "How come when you meet your woman and she looks like Barbie, you want her to stay looking like Barbie, even though afterwards she have all your babies and go through a whole bunch of stuff? You still want her to look like Barbie, even when a man can lose his job and be out of work for maybe 2 months and sit and wallow in self-pity and grow a beer gut, and it's okay and it's acceptable. So why is there a double standard? Why does the woman have to look like Barbie and the man can let herself go? Is basically what she was getting at.
And if you don't mind, I'm sorry, I missed it. What was your response, Chuck?
Uh, my response is that men and women are different. Men and women handle stress and pressure differently. You cannot compare childbirthing to losing your job and being depressed. Okay, like those things do not go in the same sentence or in the same category to be compared. That's unfair.
You would you mind if I post that on the Twitter page? Is there a double standard between men and women?
There's absolutely a double standard, and you
Let
should
me.
post it.
I'm gonna post it on the Twitter page.
There
What?
is a double standard, and we can't pretend like there's not. It is some of it is for our benefit, some is for a woman's benefit.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, I think, like he said, it's almost impossible to compare. But if we were to compare, uh, either or, I feel like the pressure is more on a man to be the provider and for a woman to keep her looks. Um, just on how society is geared, you'll be canceled for berating a woman for losing her figure or losing her looks about her. But it's definitely okay to berate a man for not being a provider or being able to provide. So that's just my opinion on it, kind of.
Nah, I agree.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean it's definitely a double standard because you can't really like just because you're a woman, you know, she have a few babies or whatnot, you're not you it's not okay for you to leave her, but it's definitely okay for a woman to leave you if you're not providing, if you're not bringing home the bacon.
Right. Right. So here's my my thought. What I told Miss Tony. I understand that women birth human beings out of their bodies.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that. And I understand that as a man, your pride should not get in the way of daily function, right?
Right.
Like
True
you know,
indeed.
your foreman come to you and be like, "Yo, you ain't performing, you fired." Then you go home and you drink up all the beer from Rochester to Massapequa because you depressed. You know what I'm saying? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And then
yeah,
you
yeah.
get out of shape and get a beer gut, right? Right. But a woman births a human being and her body's not back Barbie like, and it's not socially acceptable, or at least relationally acceptable, right? So
Okay,
I
okay.
understand where she is coming from in that aspect, because with me, I've been through the situation where you ever saw that movie Dead Presidents?
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah,
Classic.
and you remember, so I've been through the situation where, like, as a man, you struggling, you going through this thing, and dudes around you men around you seem like they thriving, and it just make it hurt your pride to a point where um you just feel like all hope is lost. In the grand scheme of things, all hope is not lost. You lost your
Yeah.
job, so what? Yeah, yeah, lighten up, Buttercup. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The thing is, you lost your job, you can't provide for that moment, doesn't mean you can't provide forever. You know what I'm saying? There to me, and my in my opinion, I do. So I agree with what Tony said. She was like, "Yo, I used to look like Barbie," and I was like, "Yo, I remember when you used to look like Barbie, right?" And she was
Mm-hmm.
like, "And then I had these kids, and now I got grandbabies, and I don't look like Barbie no more." And I'm like, "No, nah, B, nah, Tony, you don't look like young Barbie. You know what I'm saying? You don't look like young Barbie. You know what I'm saying? But you still
Look like real
straight.
life Barbie.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?"
And I mean, I
And
think
so
that comes from like. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
what I was gonna say is so there are emotions on both sides, right? So the emotions for the women,
Absolutely.
women are really, a lot of women are really sensitive to this, to a body shaming thing, right?
Absolutely.
Men internalize um tragedy, and they shouldn't,
Right.
right? So instead of sharing their frustration and pain with somebody else when a tragic event happens, we internalize it and say, "Man, I can handle it. I'm a man." And then the next thing you know, it's 46 empty Bud Light cans. You're about to you know what I'm saying? And you walking around, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, now you got to buy some new pants. You know, because it's one of those
Yeah.
things, right?
Yeah.
And I use the Bud Light thing as an example, but men will, um they lose their job, they'll start smoking more, or they'll start eating more, or they'll start drinking more, try to find some vice to help them cope with the tragedy, that whatever tragic event. And I don't mean end of the world tragedy. I'm talking about something, an unfortunate event. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whatever the unfortunate event is, they'll use coping mechanisms like herb, like food, you know what I'm saying, like alcohol,
Right.
to cope, instead of maybe going and talk to their pops, or go talk to their moms, or talk to Barbie in the living room with your 4 kids. You know what I'm saying? Instead of talking to her. That's what I'm getting at, Chuck. I understand where you're coming from, man, but I don't know. I You know.
But all I'm saying is, if your man, the man that you're with, you know, that particular woman, the man that she's with, if that is something that he is demanding of her, then I feel like that's unfair, and he's living in delusional town because everything. I remember when I first got my Hulk Hogan. I remember tearing out the package.
Right.
It smelled new.
Right.
It was hard to bend because it was new.
Right.
But over time, as I kept playing with it and kept doing things with it, um, it wasn't as shiny anymore. It got dull.
Right.
The boots weren't all the way, red and yellow anymore. They were
Especially on the bottom. Especially on
right.
the bottom. Yeah.
So I'm saying all that to say you have to understand that this woman has bore 4 of your children. Um, she wasn't an athlete to begin with. She was just God just put everything in the right places.
Right. Right.
Now things have been moved out of place because you want to have some babies. So there has to
Right.
be some type of understanding. Like, yeah, man, them stretch marks is because she was once small, now she's bigger.
Right.
She got that little bit of, extra in the front. It's because this is her third baby, like back to back.
Right.
So you got to give her some grace. Now, if you're talking about meeting
But
someone,
Chuck, all he did was lost his job, bro. He ain't lose his life. He just lost his job. You
but
could get another one of them.
That's his
but
life, though. If he got 4 babies to take care of, that's the means to his life.
the pressure is different, man. And that's what I'm saying. There's a double standard. There's a double standard when it comes to, like, a woman cannot have a job, but she be fine. Dudes take her out. They'll pay for everything,
Right.
right? Let a dude be broke. I don't care how fine he is. Like, girl, he is fine, but he broke.
Right.
I can't do nothing with a broke man, right?
Yup,
But is that
yup,
is that
yup.
fair? But that's how it goes. When you see when you see a homeless woman with children, you reach in your pocket as fast as you can. But some dude, you got to think about it. You probably gonna buy some crack with that. Hey man, you gonna buy a beer with my money?
Yeah. Yeah. I understand where you're coming from, Chuck.
Okay.
And I think that even extends to us. We even look at each other and equate each other as a man to the amount of money he's bringing home, or that's your stature in society. The men with more money, like, all right, he getting some money. You and like you just said in your comparison to the presidents, like, everybody around you getting some type of money and you not. Women, I don't even think they don't even body. I mean, they don't body shame each other to that degree, like they more so build each other up or bond together in that aspect. So the double standards are rampant. Like the duality definitely extends to each and every aspect of it. I feel like.
I think I'm on the ladies' side on this one, bro.
Okay.
I think I'm on the ladies' side on this one. And not and not because I fear them in a conversation, but because, bro, if you ever sat with a lady in a room when she having a baby and watch all the stuff that they listen to all the stuff that they say stuff like epidural and millimeters and all kind of stuff, and you like, a man don't ever go through any of this. A man goes through frustration, prideful things, right? But they say stuff to a woman like dilate. You know what I'm saying? All these terms when it comes to having babies, right? But a man lost his job. You know what I'm saying? So I understand the security part. I understand, but a woman transforms from one person to 1+1 and then back to one. And we don't expect them in this scenario to take a time to get back to the way she was, right? I understand a man's pride is something, right? A man's pride is something else. But bro, a woman goes from 1 to 1+1, and she has to do that for 9 months. And then after that, she has to do her body changes, bro, to the point she's got to breastfeed. You know what I'm saying? And all time. Well, she's built to breastfeed. Let me say it that way, right? But a man lost his job.
And again, you can't equate the two. You can't compare the two. And that's exactly something that a woman would do to make her point or for you to be on her side, to put two opposing arguments together and wrap them up as one. You can never argue uh, the birth of a child with a woman. Men are not blessed or cursed with that burden at
Right.
all. So we'll never understand that. But you can't tell me your tooth hurts more than my pinky toe because I only hit it like this, and your tooth been hurting like that for how many years? Like that's correct. Like we can't do that. Those things will never be equal,
Equatable, right?
equatable.
Yeah. I understand where you're coming from. I do. Where I'm lost at is how, and see, listen, and so here's the thing with Uncle Freezie, and y'all been around me long enough to know, man. So I have what they call super thick skin, to the point where people think sometimes I don't care anything but about myself, right?
Right.
Like, man, don't nothing bother him. All he care about is himself. Nah, not really. Not really. So if I lose a job, I'm like, so what? You know what I'm saying? I know I'm comfortable with who I am as a person. You know what I'm saying? I know I may not be able to provide right now, but I'll be able to provide in the long run. So when I go through this thing of say if I lost my job or lost my ability to take care of Miss Mocha, right? Mo, I'll be like, hey, you better make sure you keep shaving your head. You better make sure you you better keep walking this dog. You better keep doing all the other stuff. She ain't gonna let me fall down. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? She'd be like constantly building me up by making sure I stay on like the small tasks. Hey, you better wash that cup out. Just because you lost your job don't mean you don't wash dishes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So she'll constantly like build me up with stuff like, hey, you took your medicine this morning? Like she'll constantly like reminding me, that the job didn't define who I am as a person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because as I step out into the world, I am Uncle Freezie, right? That's who I am. I am Uncle Freezie.
Right.
I am not my job, or I am not my paycheck. You know what I'm saying? So if I lose my job, I can't sit around for 2 months and eat up everything from Yonkers to Penn Station, bro. She ain't gonna allow me to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She gonna, hey, you been getting up at 8:30. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? Lay in the bed? You know what I'm saying? That's but we are all, you know what I'm saying, different in different situations and in different stages of our lives, at different experience levels, and all these different things. But to Tony's point, she like, yo, it's a clear double standard. A man can let himself go and a woman can't, is what she getting at. And I was like, yo, you know what? I've been
Yeah.
around men my whole life, and I hear them, how they talk, bro. I was at church one time, and I heard the deacons like, "Ooh, such and such, sister such and such look good. Hey, sister such with that usher dress on. You know what I'm saying? In church, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Is the double standard. The double standard is not safe anywhere.
Okay. We acknowledge that there's a double standard, right?
You're right.
But what are we trying? Like, you're not going to get rid of double standards. It's not gonna happen. I know that, you know, this new feminist movement is trying to cherry pick the things that are double standards or the double standards that they want to erase.
Right.
But you can't, because guess what? A woman can be slapping a guy around all day, every day, in the parking lot, finger in his face, telling him he ain't nothing, his mama ain't nothing, he got a, you know, a pinky and he don't know what to do with it. She can do that all day, every day, slap him, spit on him. But if he gives her a mush, oh my God, what kind of man would put his hands?
CDV, yeah, you were. Well, for one, I'm not gonna lie to you. So for one, I'm not. I don't condone or be around people. You know, the abusive stuff, whether it's physical abuse,
Right,
or emotional abuse, which is just as bad, you know, or mental abuse. That's
right.
you know, I don't rock with stuff like that. I've never been a proponent of it. I don't like it. Right. Right. Don't stand for it. Don't be around people that do.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
But I can understand. I can see a scenario where, man, listen, it's happened. It's happened to me. I took a girl out on a date once. Right. Took a girl. Yo, South BK's in the building. But so I went out on a date with a girl once, and we didn't do the things that she wanted to do, and she cussed me out. Right. Hey, so Simiz, I took her to this. So there were two movies out at the same time, right? Two movies. I think I may get the movies confused when I tell the story. So if the timeline's not right, just pardon. Just look at the examples, right? So we get in line. So we in line, and she wants to see this movie called A Low Down Dirty Shame, right?
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right. This movie called, I think it's A Low Down Dirty Shame. And then, but I want to see this movie called Friday. Right. My cousin had saw it, and he was like, yo, that's the funniest joint. You got to go see Friday. And I'm like, well, what's the movie about? They just sitting around talk about stuff on a Friday. It's funny. I'm like, and I tell the girl, I'm like, she's like, well, what's the movie about? I'm like, yo, these dudes, these West Coast, and mind you, I'm on the East Coast, right? So I'm trying to explain to her, like, these West Coast dudes are just sitting around talking about, you know, these things that happen on a Friday. And she's like, that's corny. I don't want to go see that. Like, she just goes off, right? Similar, she cussed me out, bro. First date, I'm trying to take her. She cussing me out. Just caught me, just cussing me, hand all in my face. She walk out. You know how? So she walk off, right? Spin around and come back, and cusses me out again, and then walk off, and then come back and cusses me out again. You ever had that happen to you? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Belligerently, yes.
Yeah. And she's so close. And so I knew I may have been making a mistake because she was super hood. But my homeboy said the same thing to me that Chuck said earlier. Like, man, but look at her though. Never mind that. I could work with the other stuff, but
Right.
You was ignoring the red flags.
hey, Sibit, my homeboy was like, yo, Uncle Freezie, you going out with her? You got her? And this is how you know you impress your homeboys, right? Because for one, they stop pronouncing the letter R, right? And they jaw always be like below their chest. You got her?
Huh?
You taking her? Yeah. So anyway. Man, she cussed me out. She was so ghetto, man. She walked off and left. So I mess around and go see Friday by myself, right? And come to find out, it's the dopest stag date I ever had in my life. Because in case y'all don't know, Friday is a classic, right? But I didn't know how
Low
funny
down,
it was.
dirty shame ain't that bad either, though.
Yeah, that's what she wanted to see, but I wanted to go see Friday. You know what I'm saying? Because
Nah,
my cousin had saw it. He was like, yo, you got to see it. You got to see it.
uh-huh.
Because they was saying lines from the movie and they was laughing between themselves. And I was like, yeah, I got to go see this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
But anyway, Chuck, to your point though, a woman can get away with a lot of stuff. But as a man, I could be more patient with a woman than I would if that was a dude trying to play me. You know what I'm saying?
But
Double
see, there's a
standard.
double
Yeah,
standard right there.
yeah, yeah.
I'll
Right.
be
Right
patient
there.
with this woman, but I won't be patient with this guy
But
because he's a
I
guy.
Yeah,
but I admit but Chuck, why I admitted it though.
Oh, I
yeah,
know, I know.
yeah,
Okay, all right.
yeah.
So we stayed up, man. We talked a long time on this, man. We were supposed to talk sports. We were supposed to talk All-Star Weekend. Y'all got a few minutes to talk about All-Star Weekend?
Oh, how trash it was? Yeah, let's get it.
Okay,
I
all
got a
right,
few minutes.
all right. So, what impressed you the most about All-Star Weekend?
Uh, the HBCU recognition, uh, the 75 year um, thing that they did. I thought that was dope. Everything else, in my opinion, was man. Everything else, it was like, yeah, it's cool, but it wasn't that for me. And I was like, well, maybe it was because it was in Cleveland. No
Right,
disrespect to anybody that's watching us from Cleveland,
right,
the Ohio area,
right,
but that joint was lackluster to me.
right.
What about you, Sin?
Uh, I'm gonna be honest. I missed a lot of it. Just I probably because it was in Cleveland. All I really wanted to see was Obi in the dunk contest. But I caught the highlights of that, and that was kind of I didn't like the narrative. I feel like they was pushing a lot of narrative at this at this All Star weekend. Like the worst dunk contest. Uh, I love to see Curry go off like that. That
Right,
means that as an animal, a machine, a monster.
right,
Um, I was happy to see Melo get his recognition. You know, Melo my favorite player, so
right,
I was
right,
happy to see that happen. So it was all right. It definitely wasn't All Star games from years past. We need to go back to just East versus West, honestly. Um,
right.
that was my takes from it, really.
Okay.
What's up with you? How you felt about it?
Um, I felt like there were a lot of dope outfits from the celebrities. I the rapper I forget the rapper name, but his jewelry game was super tight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying that the I think it was like a herringbone style necklace with the diamonds in the front. I was like, he gonna wind up bringing herringbone necklaces back. I don't know. And listen, chat. I know y'all probably don't remember herringbone necklaces, but bruh,
Bro, you hope you paid for a good one because you didn't want them wrinkles in it. Like,
no,
oh,
yeah, man, the ones that get kinked up. Oh God, yeah, they get kinked up and try to flip over.
yes.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, they terrible. Um, I didn't like the Mary J. Blige appearance. I felt like it was a low budget Super Bowl appearance. Just a week later. Um, I honestly believe DJ Khaled is overrated. Is an overrated artist and producer.
yes.
Shout out to DJ Khaled. But nah, I just think he just. I think a tad overrated.
Yeah.
It was in Cleveland, Ohio, in the wintertime. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the skills challenges and stuff. It's All-Star weekend, and you have a dude from the G League in a competition on Saturday night. Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah, and the dunk contest had no stars. It was a lot of stuff going wrong. I'm frustrated by it. I'm frustrated.
Well, I understand to a certain extent. Me and my younger brother was having this conversation last night. I said to him that part of the problem was that first LeBron said he was never going to do it,
Right.
and I was like, you can't have the face of the brand not wanting to do it. Like Mike only stopped when he got old.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And this is definitely not a LeBron Mike comparison, but you have kids that are in the league now that grew up, all they know is LeBron. And so they're figuring, well, I don't have to do it if LeBron don't do it.
Right.
Then you have the ridiculous politics that we see play out every year. Like, yo, they robbed Aaron Gordon 3 years in a row.
Right. Right.
They robbed him.
Right.
Wow, he did the best dunks, but he didn't win. And so now you got jabronis out there.
Yeah.
These Fugazi guys, like, no disrespect. Cole Anthony, why are you out there trying to dunk?
What do we need to see him for?
Like, you're not that dynamic. Like, when the little guys dunk, you want to see it. It's amazing to see Spud get up there. It's amazing to see Nate Robinson get up there and do these dunks.
Right.
Nah, son.
Right.
Like, you weren't good. Then it takes y'all like.
Was disrespectful.
Right. Then it take you 19 attempts to pull off the dunk.
What is that?
It took Cole Anthony 20 minutes to get those Timbs out of the book bag and tie them. think about how long it took him, man. And so my frustration is with the NBA dunk contest and All-Star weekend is they take a bunch of James Ellsworths,
wow,
and put them in these competitions and think we're supposed to like it. Now, anybody in here follow WWE?
Not of recent.
But do you know who James Ellsworth is? You know who James Ellsworth is, right?
He was
the skinny random dude they pulled out of the stands, like the everyday guy, and he wound up being a professional wrestler.
Yeah,
and he looked like a goon. Yeah. Okay. I'm frustrated with it. I want to. So we only have like 30 seconds. Send Miz, you want to have we got 30 seconds. You want to have the marijuana conversation right now in 30 seconds or less?
Get into it. I love it. Let's do it.
Chuck Allen, you want to get into the marijuana conversation with 20 seconds or less?
20 seconds. By the time we go around, it's done. We'll save it for tomorrow. Okay. We'll jump on that early in the morning.
Okay. Well,
first topic.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll wrap right here then. Chuck, you want to piece it up?
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining the broadcast on this beautiful Hump Day Wednesday.
Hump Day.
We appreciate you all coming and showing us love. I appreciate it. You all in the chat who gave great comments. Thank you for joining. We'll be back here tomorrow, same time, same channel. To everyone out there, peace and love.
Peace. I ain't vibrant things. Peace, y'all.